I got my parts in to try and IR blast the outside TV in the back. So I have the identical IR blaster kit as I had shown in a previous video along this series. I have three cables here with a 3.5 millimeter monaural plug, as you see there. I stuck the one that I had in the bag just so it's together. So those are the plugs. These are the jacks. So I got these as well. And to interconnect, I have this old spool of 25-foot 18-gauge speaker wire. Way thicker than what is included with this set. So hopefully we shouldn't have too much of a loss over that. First thing we're going to do is break it out of the package, get all the parts we need here. I'm going to strip the wires and we're going to test it to make sure that it works over the entire length of this wire. I don't know how much of it I'm going to need. Hopefully it'll be long enough. That's another story entirely. And then later I'm going to fish it through to the outside, and that's stuff that I don't want to do, but we have to do it. So here we go. So first things third, before we go ahead and do any of this, sanity check. It's powered up. We have our green clean light, and we're all set. We got the IR emitters. Can I get them both in frame? Two of them right there. Yes, the system works. Okay, good. Now we can make our extension cable. Okay, here's one end and the other of the wire. So we're going to go ahead now and strip this. I don't want to do too much on this because I'm going to clip these ends off to feed it through the house. And man, these wires really just separate too easily. It scares me how bad the quality is, but hey, it's what I got, so that's what we're going with. So we'll strip these, twist that together. This should essentially be the same as that yellow extension cord that I had shown previously, which is still here. This guy, it's exactly the same. So provided it will work over this cable, then we should be in good shape. So we have that. Now we have to strip this. Oh, that's not going to work in that one. It worked. Good enough. Twist that together. And I'm just going to do the old alligator clip jobby because the ends of these cables are tinned. So before I go ahead and do that, we got a black. That's not grabbing nicely. Good. And a red. We'll use the silver colored wire for the black and the copper colored wire for the red. We'll do the same over here now. Red on there, black on there, and then this end, black on there. Whoopsies. Yeah, not grabbing it too well. These clip wires have been around for way too long. Okay, so everything is about ready to short out. That's a good thing. And we'll come here and disconnect. This gets plugged in over here. Everything else is ready to short out. Good. Plug this over here. Our emitters. Let's kill the lights just to make it easier to see. Remote is here. Well, I can't get them both. That's all right for now. Where is it? No good? That's strange. Well, the old meter scope showed what the problem was right away. And no, it wasn't me. Hooked to the red here, which is connected to that, and the red here, we should get a reading, and we don't. So this wire has a break in it, because if I go to the black, which is there, if I get on it, and this end, now we got a reading. I don't know if you can see it, but that's what the deal is. This is why sanity checks are important. I had no idea that this wire was bad because it was brand new in the package. So I don't understand where, how, why. I know it's poor quality stuff, yeah, but where is it broken? How does it just not have any connectivity whatsoever? That's so odd. It just boggles my mind. The only other thing I could think of, which is possible, is sometimes this cheap wire, the copper side is like it gets oxidized. There is no continuity. There is no continuity on that. That is really, really odd. Ha! Brand new out of the package. That is something else. Yeah, it's all there. It's just no good. How is it just no good? That is beyond strange. I don't get it. That is really, really peculiar. I want to take a good look at that. We'll use the magnifying glass here. It's got like dirty looking stuff at the end, but there should be enough metal for some sort of connectivity, at least with the meter. Okay, that's good. I never ever expected that was going to be bad. That is really odd. And I don't know where the break could possibly be. So I think the best thing to do is to split this in half and meter each half and see what the hell is going on. And at least I'll have 12.5 foot of wire that works. This 12 foot of wire works. If I can get a connection. 174 ohms, really? That bad? As far as the other one, I didn't strip it. Yeah, it's about 170 ohms. Okay, it is what it is. So this one works, and the other half does not. I'm not going to bother testing that on video because you get the point. But I'm going to sit and go through this 12 foot of wire and just see, just for my own edification, what in the fuck happened. I may have found the culprit, and look how far from the end it was. Take a look closely right here, wire on the right. See if I can get it to focus. See, it looks kind of dodgy in there. It looks like they ran out of one wire and tried to solder it, and I can feel a bump in the insulation as well. So for fun, let's cut that piece off, get it out of here. Never see that again. And strip that quick just to see. Get my other end. And meter it. Meter works. And there we go. We have connectivity. So that's what it was. Ha! 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 Well, I ain't going to waste this wire. So, we're going to have to make it work. I have another spool of wire that's probably equally as shady. So, that's good. But I don't want to break it out. It's actually even more vintage than this, and this isn't really that old, per se. So what I'm going to do is just carry on here. I'm going to just twist these wires together. We'll make believe that didn't happen, kind of thing. And hook back up to our test rig to see if now it will work. Okay, so I have everything reconnected. I'll grab this pair here, see if I could put it in place. Where are you? There you are. Aha! It works. Who would have ever guessed that would have happened? It was bound to happen to somebody, and that was me. Great. So now I have another wire repair. That's nice. But I think what we're going to do this time in hooking this up is double down on the quality by using these solder seal connectors. Yeah. I got enough of them, never used them really, and I think it should be okay. Famous last words. Just like probably just a bad splitter. But these are sitting around, they're not doing any good sitting there. So we can try heat gunning all of that and doing all that fun. I'll repair that later, because now I want to go and feed this wire through into the house, if that is at all even possible. So far the hardest part of the job was finding that broken wire. This fish tape went right through, no problem. I have the wire attached to it, and I'm going to pull it through to the outside. Okay, here's the wire from inside. And now what we need to do is a few things. First, before anything, I'm going to want to put some heat shrink over the entire job when it's all done. So I figure a length like that long ought to cover it. This is the Bella Bay's heat shrink. Good thing they sent this stuff, you know. It's come in kind of handy. So we got that. We'll put this over the wire, which I already split, just to do it. Run that down. Worry about that later. And over here, we'll start stripping our wires. Now we're going to do this the right way. Get some, yeah, that works. Oh, God, I hate that. try that again. Like I said, we're doing this the right way. So we'll try it there, maybe? Can I get a little more meat in there? Yeah. That'll do. Okay, so this is going to be our positive. And we'll put the wire in there just to hold it. This here, it's got, I wish there was a little more meat on it. I don't know if I can do it with this without knackering it. I don't need much more. Yep, there we go. I'll take that off. Alright, that's more like it. Now hopefully this stripper will strip this real thin wire. It did. Just enough for this. Twist that. Now we'll get our solder seal connector. I'm only going to close it so it doesn't spill everywhere, because that wouldn't be good. And we'll stick this on. We need to have enough chooch on this, so I don't know which way. I might have to split that wire. Yes. And get this like way down. I'm supposed to use the smaller end for some reason. Well, it's through. I gotta split it more, something I didn't want, but it's only for a minute. And here we're gonna make our joint by twisting the wires around each other. Now we can slide up this guy right there. Put that in the electronics roach clip. And get our heat gun. We're going to use high heat, the big heat gun. I still have the little one. I have to kind of redo that toolbox that it's in, and that's something for the spring. So it is what it is. We'll be using this until I do that. Now let's see if we can shrink this and make it work. There he goes. Good. That worked. Allegedly it's soldered. Nope, it didn't work. Great. You know what that means. That means we're going to have to do this the, oh yeah, the right way. So I got to go get the soldering iron. I'm going to just go and do it, because otherwise you're going to be watching a video that's already way too long. Alright, all soldered up. That was practically easier than using those damn solder seal connectors. A lot of people have had them work for them. Yeah, I'm going to try it again inside to couple the wires together. We'll see if it works. And if not, then I'll do it the real way. So there's that. And I'll take that out and slide up our other piece. Wait for it to cool just a bit. That, you know, that made for a decent connection. You gotta say. It really did. And we'll go up here. How much we got? Way too much. Perfect. And we'll heat that. Okay. Good. Good. There. Was that so hard? Now the good thing is that I did this the right way, and I brought the other piece with me, because this is the receiver for the remote, and that is the jack that will connect to the plug. Because if I did it backwards, not a good thing. So I made sure to bring that with me so we wouldn't have a problem with that. While I'm here, let me just see if there's a good place to... I wonder if I could stick the little receiver in under there, or maybe that's not a good place, or... I don't know. I'll have to dick around with that and see. But there is our finished wire outside. Right there. Nice and good and connected-ated. I was thinking to put, I don't know if this heat shrink that I have here is the right size. I was thinking also to put silicone grease on the plug before sticking it in, and then putting heat shrink over that. Kind of torn on that. I like the idea, but I don't like the idea. I'll probably do it. I don't know. I gotta figure out what's next at this point, because I don't even know. I gotta pull this wire back and route it and figure out where to mount this thing, and all kinds of great stuff. So I think the best place for the sensor is right here on this metal piece. That allows me to take this glass out and clean it and clean the tube itself. I also went and I got some heat shrink, the larger size that I have, and it's a really taut fit. I didn't shrink it, I just put it on. And just to show, that's fine, I needed that out of there anyway. Just to show, it will go together like that, but I'm not going to heat it and shrink it in case I need to service it. Will the sun bake it and cause it to get stuck on there? Of course, yeah. But listen, that sounds like a pretty damn good seal to me. So we're going to put a little bit of the super lube on that, because it's supposed to be good for everything except sunroofs. We won't talk about that. Just the tiniest bit on it there, just because this is going to be outside. That's probably too much plenty, so that's good right there, and that's fine. I'll plug this together. And it's in. That's it. That's all there is to it. And we'll leave it just like that. And now, of course, I got to just peel off the peel and stick it there and pull the wire back through into the house and all that stuff. And I got silicone grease on my hands and all kinds of great stuff. Today is Christmas Day, okay? This is, you know, I work the holidays, so what can I tell you? You can hear. Yeah. I thought you're supposed to be sitting around the fire opening presents. I know that was a morning thing and you're going to have dinner later. and it's kind of that odd time in between, but for fuck's sake, stay inside for a day. It has become apparent that, yes, I will need to rejoin these wires, so let's try another solder seal connection just to see if it'll actually do anything good. That's good. There's a knot in my heat gun cord, so you know what that means. That means it's not going to have as much power because it's being throttled down. I definitely saw it flow. I'm going to leave that for a minute, let it cool, and then we'll see. All right, let's see. Oh, fuck, that's still hot. That one worked. So why couldn't it work outside? That would have been too much trouble? All right, well, we'll do another one. If I could actually see what I was doing, I'll tell you, the jobs would be so much easier. But I just don't have that option anymore at my age. So it is what it is. Twist these together, and that's twist with a CH. Right, good, okay. Of course, it's not helping, the other one is in the way. Oh well, it's just going to have to be. It's flowing now. Alright, I guess that worked. I didn't forget about the other heat shrink. I just didn't put it on yet. Unfortunately, because there's nothing at this end, I can still pull it through. Here's the connection. They're good. That worked. See where we are. Right there is fine. I really should undo that knot because it's limiting my heat gun. That's about as professional-ated as you get. I mean, that's it. That's the whole thing. Could have gone a little further here because that, but oh well, it is what it is. Still slide it a bit. I think it made a difference. Hopefully I didn't just pull the wires out. I think it should be alright. No? Yeah, I didn't think so either. Alright, so that's all reconnected, and that's the only damage to the wire there. I could put another piece there if I wanted to, but quite frankly, it's not necessary. Alright, I think at this point it would be a good idea to work backwards. And what I mean by that is to put the emitters, the little transmit guys that'll go to the cable box, over at the other end, and stick those up. I'm going to put, if you remember, I had the 4 like this with the wires coming up. Well, I don't have, you know, up over the top of them. I don't have that option this time, so we're going to go this way. And I'm going to put them like that, and the wire will just have to be the wire. Hopefully with a cable tie it'll be taut enough that that won't be a problem. And then what I can do is, regardless of how long this actually needs to be in the end, I can alligator clip the jack onto the end of this, and we can test it to make sure that it actually works. Then I just unclip the alligator clip wires and run the wire through the ceiling and, you know, finish the job. Okay, let's take a look. Well, I got one a little crooked, but no one will ever see it, and no one will ever know. So there are the 8 emitters. The bottom ones are from the outside, because I did it blind. And the upper ones are the existing ones. You can see how the wire runs, and obviously I'll tighten all the wires up and get that all good. And I think just right here by the magnet, in between the magnets, just a tickle of wire like that, but otherwise good. Okay, these wires coming down go here to the new connector. Not shorting, we're ready to test and see if we can change channels. All right, we're ready to test. Let's warm up the tube.
Gelatin. Jello.
Good, so we got that. Okay, we'll plug this in. We should get a red dead light. We do. That's good. We should have a green clean light. Oh yeah. All right. Here's the remote. We'll just point it. No dice. No dice. Oh, it worked.
A pompous, self-satisfied,
strange,
intellectually arrogant,
weird. It does work.
From director William Keighley, here's the movie the New York Times called The
I don't know why this sensor, it doesn't work well, but it works. It's strange. Maybe the light coming in is what's bothering it. I don't know. It does work. I just got it to change channels a couple times, so I guess I'll try again. There, it just worked again. Very odd. It kind of just sits there. I haven't stuck it down.
Weapons.
3,000
It works perfectly.
vision to life. It is
The cable box is slow, so that doesn't help anything, but otherwise, yeah, good. I'll leave it there. We'll see how it does in sunlight and at night and stuff like that before I find a place to stick it down permanently. The wire goes here, perfect. It ran right up to the heat shrink I put on the wires where they connect, which is good, so I can always pull that through a little bit and service it if I ever need to. And there's the connector down there. Well, we've come down to the end. Almost. Wires here, ready to go. Using some of these magnetic clips here from the soldering stations over the past few months that China has sent. I have my iron up here heating up because I'm going to solder this the right way. Solder on the plug. I've already tested the length of it. It was this short. So what I did is I went back outside, and the connection to the plug that I made, I shoved that in, and that gave me just enough distance. It's going to be tight, but it's going to make it. Let me solder this up, heat shrink, the whole 9 yards. I'll show you that. We'll hook it up and give it a final test. So there it is, heat shrink on each one that was soldered. And my roll of solder is there. I need to grab that, attach to this. Hopefully I hooked it up the right way. I think I did. That would be nice. Alright, let's feed it through, see if it works. So back there you see red and more red. The lower part of the red is that wire, which goes right here and loops up, and that is all of the slack that I have. Everything. Now let's test it out. All right, let's plug it in. Yes, a green light. Power up the tube.
Here we go. Take a look at your dashboard. Please show the folks at home what it is. Better you'll continue.
Charcoal flame?
No.
That's a lousy actress.
Wonderful.
Doesn't like it again. Great. All right, well, time to troubleshoot. This could either be that I just fucked up making the connections at the end and hooked it up reverse polarity, or what. I'm going to hit the remotes here. You could just barely see. You could see those four on top. That's the existing one here in the basement. And now I'm going to go outside and hit that and come back and see. Did you actually doubt me? Of course it works. Why it didn't want to work when I was out there? I don't know. It acted wonky earlier in the day. Nighttime doesn't seem to be much better. I don't know why. That's the answer. Could it be too much chooch going through such a length of wire? Possibly. Could it be electrical interference from other wires neighboring that? Possibly. Could it just be a shitty IR blaster kit from China? Possibly. I don't have the answer. I just don't know. My cabling, though, is correct and definitely works. Anyway, that's really all I can do at this point. I don't have anybody else to help me and watch, and it's a pain in the ass with the phone to record, and I got to edit everything, and da-da-da-da-da. It somewhat works, so we'll leave it at that. That's all I can say. I can maybe change channels outside, but if I'm going to go out there, it's probably best to set the channel in here first anyway, just to make sure, and then go from there. Anyway, what a hell of a project this was. From a bad wire from this, it was like doomed from the start with the bad wire at the start. I don't know. It's just awful, but it kind of somewhat works. We made it run, so to speak, and that's all I got for you. Not done yet. I got one more at least that I can think of to record in this series that is kind of related and kind of not. But anyway, that's going to do it. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Make sure you click like, make sure you click subscribe, and take care. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.